Listen to me. Success doesn't come to those who just wish for it or talk about it. It comes to those who are willing to sacrifice for it. Everybody says they want success. Everybody wants the car, the big house, the recognition, the freedom. But when it's time to pay the price, when it's time to let go of comfort, when it's time to grind while everyone else is resting, most people fold. They want the reward without the sacrifice, the glory without the grind. But life doesn't work like that. Success has a price, and that price is sacrifice. If you're not willing to give something up, you'll never gain what you truly want. You say you want to be great, but you're still holding on to habits that keep you small. You can't stay up all night watching TV, scrolling through your phone, and expect to wake up with the focus of a champion. You can't waste your weekends partying and expect to perform like a winner on Monday. Success is built in the dark when nobody's watching. It's built when you choose discipline over distraction, consistency over comfort, and purpose over pleasure. Every sacrifice you make is a seed you plant for your future harvest. The problem is, most people want to reap before they sow. They want to win before they've worked. They want the results without the effort. But I'm telling you, success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. When I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, I had every reason to give up. Nobody was clapping for me. Nobody was checking in on me. But I made a decision that changed my life. I was going to sacrifice who I was for who I wanted to become. I was willing to lose sleep, to lose comfort, to lose everything temporary in order to gain something eternal. That's what separates the successful from the average. Average people do what feels good. Successful people do what's necessary. Average people stop when they feel tired. Successful people keep going because they remember why they started. Sacrifice is what transforms your dream into reality. It's what turns your I wish into I did. The truth is, sacrifice hurts. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. There will be days when you question yourself. There will be moments when you'll feel like quitting. You'll see other people having fun and you'll feel like you're missing out. But remember this, while they're enjoying now, you're building forever. While they're resting, you're growing. While they're wasting time, you're investing it. You might not see results immediately, but every hour, every tear, every ounce of effort you give is pushing you closer to your dream. Sacrifice now, because later you'll live in the rewards of your discipline. Success demands that you give up the easy road. You can't skip steps. You can't fast forward the process. The process is where you learn who you are, where you build the strength you'll need to handle success. Every late night, every early morning, every failure, every rejection, it's all preparing you for the level you asked for. You can't expect to climb the mountain if you're not willing to carry the weight. And sometimes that weight is sacrifice. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's comfort. But whatever it is, you have to let it go if it's holding you back from your purpose. When you start sacrificing for your dream, not everyone will understand. People will call you crazy. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. But that's the language of the average. They don't understand because they haven't seen what you've seen. They don't feel what you feel. Well, they can't see your vision. But one day when your sacrifice starts producing fruit, they'll call you lucky. They'll say you made it. But what they won't see is the pain you endured, the nights you cried, the mornings you pushed yourself when you had nothing left. They won't see the moments you said no to comfort, so you can say yes to success. Sacrifice is the proof of how badly you want something. When you're truly hungry, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll give up sleep. You'll give up comfort. You'll cut off distractions. You'll stay focused even when nobody believes in you. And when you reach your goal, that sacrifice won't feel like pain anymore. It'll feel like pride. You'll look back and realize that every tear, every struggle, every sleepless night was worth it. Because now you're living the life you built, not the one you were given. So ask yourself right now, what are you willing to give up to go up? Are you willing to stop making excuses and start making sacrifices? Are you willing to turn your pain into power? Because that's what it takes. You can't have success and comfort at the same time. Choose one. You either sacrifice for your dream or your dream becomes a sacrifice. Success belongs to those who give everything they had. Who are willing to pay the full price? Comfort kills growth. That's the truth most people don't want to face. We live in a world where everyone wants things easy. Easy money, easy success, easy recognition. But comfort is a trap. It makes you believe you're okay when you're not. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. The moment you get too comfortable, you stop pushing yourself. You stop growing. You stop improving. Growth begins where comfort ends. If you want to become something greater than what you are now, you must be willing to step into discomfort and embrace the struggle that comes with growth. See, the reason most people never reach their dreams isn't because they lack talent or opportunity. It's because they're addicted to comfort. They love the feeling of being safe. They love the routine that doesn't challenge them. They want to change their lives, but they don't want to change their habits. But success doesn't exist in comfort zones. You can't evolve in the same space that made you lazy, unmotivated, or average. Every successful person you see today had to walk through pain, pressure, and uncertainty to get where they are. They had to do things they didn't want to do, face fears they didn't want to face, and make sacrifices that others weren't willing to make. Comfort tells you you can rest. You've done enough. But success whispers, keep going. You're just getting started. Comfort tells you you deserve a break. But growth demands earn it. You can't let comfort control your life because it will rob you of your greatness. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you lose an opportunity to grow stronger. You lose the chance to develop new skills, to sharpen your discipline, to discover your real potential. The greatest version of you doesn't live inside your comfort zone. It lives beyond it, in a place where your body wants to stop, but your spirit says keep going. There will be days when growth feels painful. You'll wake up tired. You'll feel like the world is against you. You'll question if it's even worth it. But I promise you that pain you're feeling is progress. That discomfort is the signal that you're growing. Think about the gym. When you lift heavy weights, your muscles ache because they're breaking down and rebuilding stronger. Growth is the same way in life. The pain, the struggle, the discomfort, that's the process of becoming who you're meant to be. You can't become stronger without resistance. You can't build character without challenge. You can't create change while staying comfortable. When I was chasing my dream, I had to give up a lot of comfort. I had to give up sleep, friends, parties, all the things that made me feel relaxed and safe. But every sacrifice pulled me closer to the person I wanted to become. I realized that comfort had been holding me back for years. It was keeping me soft. It was keeping me small. Once I broke free from it, I started seeing results. I started becoming more focused, more driven, more disciplined. I stopped doing what was easy and started doing what was necessary. And that's when everything changed. You see, your comfort zone is not your friend. It looks peaceful, but it's dangerous. It keeps you living the same life year after year. It convinces you to settle for less than you deserve. It makes you accept average when you were born to be exceptional. If you keep choosing comfort, you'll wake up one day realizing you've wasted time, potential, and opportunities that will never come back. Don't let that happen. Every time you feel the pull to stay comfortable, remind yourself that nothing great has ever come from staying the same. The people you admire didn't get there by being comfortable. They got there by stepping into discomfort and mastering it. When you embrace discomfort, you start building resilience. You start realizing that pain doesn't break you, it shapes you. Every difficult moment becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes a test of your strength. And once you start winning those small battles, you'll begin to crave growth more than comfort. You'll understand that success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about doing good even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and trusting that the struggle will pay off. You have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotion. Comfort speaks to emotion. It tells you to stop when things get hard. But growth speaks to purpose. It reminds you why you started. When you want to give up, your purpose will push you forward. That's how champions are made. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in the fire of discipline and sacrifice. You might feel uncomfortable now, but one day that discomfort will turn into confidence. One day that pain will turn into pride. You'll look back and realize that every time you stepped out of your comfort zone, you stepped closer to your dream. Discipline beats desire every single time. Desire might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when the motivation fades. Everyone wakes up some days feeling inspired, ready to conquer the world, but that feeling doesn't last. You can't depend on emotion to carry you through. Discipline is the muscle that moves you forward when every part of you wants to quit. It's what separates those who dream from those who do. You can desire success all you want, but if you lack discipline, that desire will die the moment things get hard. Discipline is what turns your goals into habits and your habits into results. Most people don't fail because they lack passion. They fail because they can't stay consistent. They start strong, but finish weak. They're excited for the first week, the first month, maybe even the first year. But the moment progress slows down or the excitement fades, they stop. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline says, I'm in the way. Discipline says, show up no matter what. Discipline says, do what needs to be done, not what feels good. When you build discipline, you build freedom because you're no longer controlled by your emotion. You're guided by your purpose. Desire is like a spark. It ignites your fire. But discipline is the wood that keeps that fire burning through the night. Without it, the flame dies out. And so does your dream. There will be days when you don't feel like grinding, when the work feels boring, when you see no immediate reward. That's when discipline becomes your best friend. Discipline means doing the same right thing repeatedly, even when nobody is clapping, even when results seem invisible, even when nobody believes in you yet. You stay committed because you know the process is working behind the scenes. When I started chasing success, I had all the passion in the world. I wanted to be great. I wanted to change lives. But there were days I didn't want to wake up early. There were mornings when the alarm went off and I wanted to stay in bed. My desire said, rest. But my discipline said, get up. My desire said, you've done enough. But my discipline said, you can do better. Every time I listened to my discipline, I got stronger. Every time I ignored my feelings and stayed focused, I moved one step closer to my goals. Discipline taught me that success isn't about being the best one day. It's about being consistent every day. Discipline gives you power. It gives you control over your life. It teaches you to lead yourself. Most people are controlled by comfort and motion. If they feel tired, they rest. If they feel sad, they stop. If they feel lazy, they wait. But the disciplined person keeps moving. They don't ask how they feel. They ask what needs to be done. That's the mindset that builds winners. It's not about talent. It's about persistence. It's not about motivation. It's about consistency. You can have all the desire in the world, but if you don't act on it daily, it will fade into regret. When you're disciplined, you don't wait for perfect condition. You don't wait for the right mood, the right support. You create your own momentum through your actions. Every time you do what you said you would do, you'll build trust with yourself. That's confidence. Keeping promises to yourself. Every time you honor your commitment, even when you don't feel like it, you build strength. Over time, that strength turns into results, and those results fuel even more discipline. That's how winners operate. Desire is easy to have when the vision is exciting, when people are cheering for you, when everything is new. But what happens when no one is watching, when no one congratulates you, when progress is slow? That's where most people stop. Discipline doesn't stop. Discipline says, keep pushing, because this is where most people quit. The difference between average and elite isn't talent, it's consistency. The elite don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're finished. They don't depend on motivation. They depend on habits. They don't chase feelings, they chase results. Discipline isn't glamorous, it's lonely. It's quiet, it's repetitive, but it builds something far greater than desire ever can. It builds character. It makes you reliable. It makes you unshakable. It gives you the strength to push through fear, doubt, and exhaustion. When you're disciplined, you become unstoppable because you've trained yourself to keep going no matter what stands in your way. You stop negotiating with excuses. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop waiting for inspiration. You simply do the work because it's who you are. Think about an athlete, a student, an entrepreneur. The ones who rise to the top aren't always the most talented. They're the most disciplined. They show up every day. They train, they study, they prepare, even when it's hard. You can't skip the process. That's something people don't want to hear. Everyone wants to be great, but nobody wants to go through what greatness requires. We live in a generation that wants results right now. Instant fame, instant money, instant success. But the truth is, success doesn't work that way. There's no shortcut, no elevator to the top. You have to take the stairs step by step. The process is where the lessons are. The process where you build strength, character, and resilience. If you skip it, you miss everything that prepares you to handle what you're asking for. When you look at successful people, what you see is the glory, the awards, the lifestyle, the confidence. But what you don't see are the years of hard work, the sleepless nights, the failures, and the sacrifices they made when nobody was watching. Everybody loves the destination, but few are willing to endure the journey. The process is not easy, but it's necessary, then it's necessary. It tests your patience, your focus, and your discipline. It exposes your weaknesses so you can build real strength. Without the process, you might get success for a moment, but you won't be able to sustain it because you won't have the foundation to carry it. The process is what humbles you. It teaches you to value progress over perfection. It reminds you that greatness takes time. Every seed needs time to grow. You can't plant a seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. You have to water it, protect it, nurture it, and give it time. The same goes for your dream. You can't just wish it into existence. You have to work on it every single day. You have to show up when it's boring, when it's hard, when it feels like nothing's changing. That's the process. Doing the work when you don't see the reward yet. So many people quit because they mistake waiting for wasting time. They think because things aren't happening fast, nothing's happening at all. But behind the scenes, the process is building you. Every failure is teaching you something. Every setback is shaping you. Every challenge is preparing you for the next level. If you try to skip the process, you end up weak, unprepared, and easily broken. But when you go through it, when you endure the pain and the pressure, you come out refined, stronger, smarter, and ready. When I was trying to change my life, there were moments I wanted to skip the grind. I wanted to go from the bottom straight to the top. I wanted the success without the struggle. But every time I tried to rush the process, I failed. It wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It was because I wasn't ready yet. The process was trying to prepare me. It was teaching me to be disciplined, to be patient, to be grateful. It was molding me into the kind of person who could handle the success I was chasing. Because here's the truth. If success comes too early, it can destroy you. You'll waste it. You'll mismanage it. You won't appreciate it. The process protects you from that. People see the end result, but they don't understand what it took to get there. They see the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes struggle, but the behind-the-scenes work is where the magic happened. That's where you learn what you're made of. That's where you develop the mindset that separates you from the rest. When you skip the process, you rob yourself of those lessons. You rob yourself of the growth that makes success meaningful. Every great person went through the process. Every champion had to lose before they learned how to win. Every successful entrepreneur failed before they figured out how to build something that lasts. You can't learn wisdom and comfort. You can't learn resilience without adversity. The process will test you, it will stretch you, and sometimes it will even break you. But that's how you grow. That's how you become unstoppable. Don't compare your journey to someone else's. You don't know what chapter they're on or what they went through to get there. Focus on your process. Trust it. Stay in it. Because the process is your teacher and every part of it has a purpose. When you're in the middle of it, it won't always make sense. You'll question why it's taking so long, why it's so hard, why nothing seems to be working. But later, you'll look back and realize every delay, every disappointment, every struggle was preparing you for the moment you're in now. The process builds patience, and patience builds power. When you learn to wait, when you learn to stay consistent without seeing immediate results, you develop inner strength. You stop relying on luck and start relying on effort. You stop chasing quick fixes and start mastering the fundamentals. That's what the process does. It separates those who want it from those who are willing to earn it. Most people quit before the finish line because they can't handle the process. But the few who stay, who keep pushing through the pain, they're the ones who make it to the top. So don't run from the process. Sacrifice reveals commitment. Anybody can say they want to succeed. Anybody can post about their dream, talk about their goals, and claim they're grinding. But words don't mean anything without proof. And the proof is in your sacrifice. What you're willing to give up tells the world how much you really want it. When you truly desire success, you don't just talk about it, you prioritize it. You rearrange your life around it. You make time for it. You give up the things that don't move you closer to it. Sacrifice is the clearest reflection of your commitment, because commitment isn't proven when things are easy. It's proven when you're tested. Most people want to win till they realize what winning costs. They want to be great until they see the price tag that comes with greatness. Success requires early mornings, late nights, missed parties, and hard choices. It requires saying no to comfort, to distractions, to people who don't share your vision. Sacrifice isn't glamorous. It's lonely. It's uncomfortable. It's often misunderstood, but it's necessary. If you're not willing to let go of something, you're not serious about growing. The higher you want to climb, the lighter you have to travel. That means letting go of everything that holds you down. Excuses, bad habits, fear, and sometimes even people. Commitment means doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set in has left you. That's where sacrifice comes in. It's the bridge between your intentions and your results. You can't pray for success and live with laziness. You can't ask for greatness and then waste time on things that drain your energy. When you're truly committed, you start making different decisions. You stop asking, is this easy? And start asking, is this worth it? You stop worrying about what you're losing and start focusing on what you're gaining. Every sacrifice becomes an investment in your future. I remember times when I had to sacrifice everything that felt comfortable. I had to cut out distractions, people who didn't believe in my dream, and habits that were keeping me small. It wasn't easy. There were days I felt alone. There were moments I wanted to quit. But every time I sacrificed something that wasn't serving me, I got closer to becoming the person I was meant to be. That's the beauty of sacrifice. It cleans out what's unnecessary so you can make room for what's essential. When you're fully committed, you don't see sacrifice as loss. You see it as exchange, giving up something temporary for something permanent. Sacrifice tests your loyalty to your dreams. Anyone can stay committed when it's convenient, but what about when it's painful? What about when you're tired, broke, or unsure? That's when your commitment is revealed. True commitment doesn't depend on feelings. It depends on purpose. You don't stop because you're tired. You stop because you're done. You don't quit because it's hard. You push harder because you know why you started. When you sacrifice for your dream, you're telling the universe you're serious, that you're ready, that you'll pay the price no matter what. There's a reason success isn't for everyone. It demands too much. It demands focus when distractions are everywhere. It demands faith when results aren't visible. It demands discipline when comfort looks more appealing. But if you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to give up the ordinary. You can't live like everyone else and expect different results. You can't keep the same habits and expect new outcomes. Every sacrifice you make sharpens your focus, strengthens your resolve, and builds your character. The more you sacrifice, the more you grow into the kind of person success recognizes. Sacrifice also reveals your priorities. Whatever you refuse to sacrifice for, you don't truly value. If your dream means everything to you, then nothing else should compete with it. You'll wake up earlier, stay up later, work harder, study longer, and push farther than the average person because you know the reward is worth it. Sacrifice gives your commitment meaning. It transforms your words into action. When you keep sacrificing despite setbacks, you're sending a message. Well, I'm not doing this for applause. I'm doing this because it's who I am. Sometimes the hardest sacrifices are the ones that go unnoticed. Nobody claps for you when you stay up studying while everyone else sleeps. Nobody celebrates when you skip a party to focus on your craft. But later, when success arrives, those same people will ask how you did it. They'll call you lucky, but they'll never understand the sacrifices you made in silence. Every quiet decision, every moment of discipline, every choice to do what's hard instead of what's easy. That's where your commitment was revealed. You weren't waiting for approval. You were proving something to yourself. You have to love your dream enough to protect it.